Hi everyone, I'm Adam Harris, Chief Market Analyst, and welcome to this week's weekly analysis video brought to you by myself and Sabiotrade. Don't forget that you can access a discounted prop account membership using the affiliate link in this video's description below, and that Sabiotrade are very keen on supporting traders with talent and providing them with scalable capital. And I highly recommend that you check them out. And let's have a quick look at what is going on in the markets this coming week, what to expect from the market. So first of all, starting here with euro dollar on the daily, we actually are technically in an uptrend. We're above the moving averages. We've got them in a 50, 20, and 10 formation. MACD is now trending a little bit bullishly. So the probability that we're going to see this continue to move higher this week is looking very likely. If we have a look at GBP, you'll see here that we were in a downtrend. We actually paused at this moment, and then the pound decided to strengthen. So it's actually broken these recent highs, or at least what it is doing is testing resistance where it is right now. But again, if that dollar continues to weaken, my expectation is that we will continue to see GBP climb. Dollar yen struggling a little bit more here for a couple of weeks here. It's been staying roughly in the same spot, staying above this 147 level, trying to find support on it. And so this one is offering a little less clarity. Historically, the yen pairs seem to want to go higher, and this is trying to stay above that level. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Dollar CAD, on the other hand, is looking more and more bullish. It's been a very nice breakthrough resistance over here, a nice pullback, and producing a subsequent uptrend. So this one looking more and more likely like that is also going to head higher. The most interesting crosses for me in terms of currencies are the euro pairs. They are undoubtedly bullish. We can see here EURUSD starting to break through key resistance, starting to flow higher. Looks very good. Euro Kiwi even more so. Very clear uptrend, looking particularly nice. So for day traders, there should be some good opportunities on these pairs. Euro yen, relatively speaking, is also looking a little bit more bullish, a little bit undecided as well, but more bullish than just dollar yen. You can see a nice strong move up, nice correction, a little bit of a double bottom there, and now attempting to break higher. So could see some nice moves on euro yen higher. Euro CAD also, again, breaking through that very nice key level of resistance and now giving it some freedom to move higher. So again, day traders can probably fill their boots with some of these euro pairs. Finally, one of real interest to me would be the euro Swissy pair, which has been going sideways for a very, very long time, has now decided to attempt to break up to the upside. And seeing this across all the euro pairs implies a lot of strength on the euro this coming week. So it could provide, as I said, day traders and potentially even swing traders some good opportunities there when we have a look at Forex and those cross pairs. Moving on, having a look at gold. Gold still remains within its range at this point in time, showing no signs of breaking out anytime soon. Not really offering day traders or swing traders any opportunities at this time. So nothing there. Silver also not really offering a lot. Let's have a look at crude oil. So crude oil is sliding to the downside very slowly but surely. We've got the 50, the 20, and the 10 in a nice bearish formation. We can see how price is just interacting just with the 10 and 20 moving averages, looking just continually trending lower, breaking through key levels. We've got that MACD trending lower as well. We've now got a nice bearish candle that has formed after these rejection candles recently, implying that a break of the low this will see price continue to head back down towards that $55 level. Let's have a look at Bitcoin in terms of digital commodities. You can see here a bit of a struggle with a weekly candle, struggling with that resistance at that 120,000. Wouldn't surprise me, combined with a little bit of divergence, we might see a little bit of a move back down this week, potentially back down to the lows of these candles over here. Solana, just have a look at a few of the other cryptos here. You can see continually, just generally trending higher, looking good, but battling with a bit of resistance here. So sort of weak bullishness is how I would phrase it. And then also let's include Ripple in this. You can see breaking above recent highs, pulling back in towards the moving averages and just consolidating at the moment. So for now, it is in a nice uptrend. It still remains bullish to my mind, but it is consolidating at the moment. And we may have to wait a couple more weeks before we see a move in either direction. Now turning to the indices, so showing you here the Dow definitely battling with some resistance. Let me just go in and put that level in, battling with some resistance in this area. We're also seeing continued bearish divergence. What does this mean? Hinting at the market is losing steam. We could be in for a deeper correction. Friday was a bit of a down day, but the weekly chart still managed to close higher. So it wouldn't surprise me if what we did see in the early start of this week was just a bit of a move lower. But as to how the week is going to finish, we'll have to see if it ultimately manages to break and close above that level. The S&P as well, very nice trend, also implying based on Friday's move that it's potentially going to head back and test these previous lows back in the moving averages. And it also has continuous bearish divergence, just implying that the market is slowly but surely slowing down, and therefore at some point we might get a bigger correction. Will it be this week? a little bit too difficult to tell, too soon to tell at this point in time. NASDAQ as well, coming back into those moving averages, also bearish divergence, continued divergences. And so, yes, we might see a bit of a correction down towards that 50 period, but the question is, will it be this week? So certainly we will see a move lower. The question is, will we then ultimately finish higher or not? Let's have a look at the FTSE, the UK. So here we've got some strong resistance in this area. We've also attempted to break out. So let me mark that area. Sort of failed to break out at this time, but again, it's also in a really good place. We've had a series of higher lows. I think a break of one of these two lows would be a relatively important or significant event development. Here we've got a bit of bearish divergence. Again, that pressure definitely mounting to head a bit lower. Timing it with what we're seeing in the US markets, that could very well be an interesting week this week. The Hang Seng, looking out towards Asia as well, we've got a fail to break through a strong level of resistance, but we have clear bearish divergence. Overall, it's a nice uptrend here, and this has been acting relatively, it has been quite bullish. I think it really wants to move to the upside. It might get a bit of a kick if the rest of the markets do take a move lower. This could find itself getting caught up in that. But overall, this has been one of the most bullish, slowest to catch up, and one of the ones with the biggest potential upside. But it is battling this week. It did start out strong and finish a little bit kind of on the back foot. So let's see how that plays out. And then finally, let's run through some well-known and large stocks as well. Let's have a look at these. So Tesla failed to kind of break high, really struggling with that resistance at the $340 level, coming back within this triangle pennant shape that it is forming, trying to decide which way to ultimately go. I would not call that a successful breakout at this time, showing lots of signs of weakness. So for now, I would consider this back within this range and having failed to break out there. Nvidia really struggling here. You can see the last few days just staying in this area, battling with that resistance at close to that $184 level. Not really expecting much from this. It is slowly just treading water here at this point in time, starting to diverge a little bit. Also, again, possibly hinting at just a little bit of a correction. Overall, I do think this one is strong and healthy. So a small correction to me is just one where it comes back down towards the previous lows. Alibaba here as well, attempted to break higher, coming back down, but also still producing a small bullish candle here within the moving averages. So we could see a push higher this week if there's a little bit of optimism there. Can be the case. And Coca-Cola, finally, interesting to me that we could be forming a little bit of a descending triangle here, and therefore there is a very real possibility that we might see this break lower. So let me just see which one. If I could just use this one, let's do it. Something like that. Let's see if it stays within that shape, but if we do, it could break down, and we could see it drop down towards that $62 level, looking interesting to me. Nevertheless, I'm going to leave you with that. There's plenty to have a look at. I really like the look of some of those euro pairs. Some of the crosses are offering some good opportunities. The majors could be looking particularly good, and we'll see how that ultimately impacts. If we do see something happening with the markets this week, we could see that play out in both. We could see that play out in both with the indices as well as with cryptos. So stay alert, stay sharp, but hopefully we get some decent moves this week. Thank you.